live. Check if everything is coming well. I will put some music as well. Just give me a minute. I forgot to connect the music earlier, so I will just put it now. Okay, put some music. Yeah, this computer is not the fastest in the world. Sorry for this. Just trying to set up everything correctly, and I hope the music comes to you easily. So let me see. Yeah, no, it's too strong. I hope the music is arriving to you well and is not interference. I'm trying to put this okay. So thanks a lot for connecting. I hope all of you are doing well and you have a great weekend. And just checking that everything is working correctly. One does not want to wake up neither. The technology is not helping. Come on. Okay, my cell phone is stupid. I'm not going to connect. And my phone just decided to switch off. So we are going to be here with a new live. I hope all of you are doing have a great weekend, are doing great. And we're going to be here to paint for another night of painting. So just let me stop my camera. This one. I will stop this camera. Checking that everything comes to you, and it's not coming. It sounds fine. But thanks a lot, Thomas. And I hope the image is also coming correctly. I'm trying to check here. Okay, I'm just sorry that I'm trying to set up everything. Okay, so we're going to be painting a little bit of different things tonight. I want to finalize this spirit horse. I want to also finalize this guy, and I will try to keep working on the Stormcast Eternals, and I will also finalize one of these gates. So just let me to start with a little bit of show. Okay, so these are the gates, doors of Warcry. I paint them with very fast paint jobs, and this is what using just washes and dry brushing and fast techniques, so I can have them done quite fast and ready for the board. Okay. For the rain, I try to use fast techniques. So this is how the doors, gates, frames are looking like. Okay. Anyway, I'm quite happy how they look like. Here we have more. Okay, some of them are darker, the other ones. Okay. More. They are more or less the same on both sides. So these things I try to make them quite fast and using fast techniques. Okay. So this is always my intention. So you can see that gates are more or less duplicated. Sometimes I use some different techniques depending on the gate. Okay, so this is for all of them. And then we have two bridges. Here. So I try to paint all my Warcry terrain. These are the two bridges. So doesn't fully work. Thanks a lot, Thomas. I'm glad that you like it. So this one is almost done. So I think I will start with this one to finalize the work on this. No, yeah, I guess everything goes well. I don't need this anymore. And yeah, what I'm going to do, I'm not have too many things that I'm painting at the same time. This is why I want to start finishing projects. So am I still using these Chinese brushes that I shared previously? Yeah, let me just change here. Okay, so these are the Chinese brushes I'm using, and they are still quite nice point. I've been using them for the whole week, and I think they are quite good. And I'm using them for all the things. So yeah, we are going to keep working on this. I will work first on the with the make the rust on the. I'm using Razor Rust, and we're going to put some rust on the metallics, on the ironish things, the parts here. So just to give some. And what I do the opposite of what Games Workshop is suggesting. I prefer to use them as a wash. As you can see, very thin, and really attack where we have cuts, damages, um, where we have rivets and all this type of stuff. This is where you expect that the rust will accumulate, right? So the same here. I will put some rust there, not too much. Okay. Okay, you want to put on the flat area. Normally the mobile areas should have rust. Less rust, but you have friction, so normally the rust is accumulating in places where it's not friction. So it's quite a fast paint job that I'm doing here. That's it. I'm on this terrain, on this piece of terrain, I try to look for rapid techniques, things that you can do quite fast. So what I want is to have them ready and be able to play with painted terrain. So at the end, it's better to have fast painted terrain than terrain that have the color of the plastic. Okay. And I go here, I'm putting here again some rust, and that's all. And we are going to use now the nihilite oxide to do the rust, the oxidation on the brass parts, because I guess nobody will build this on pure gold, right? They will use brass, I'm expecting. I don't think even, I'm expecting even the chaos people to use gold for this. These are quite chaotic type of dungeon, as you can see I'm trying to accumulate. Here I can make it drop. And you can accumulate a little bit here, like if it's been dripping from the rivets. You need to do maybe all the rivets, just some of them. You can see I'm going random and trying to so it's quite fast to do that. Okay. So I think I will put the live on my phone now that it's working. I will come here. You can make sometimes dribbling out of the place. Right? Just like me. We are going to do the same on the other side. You can see it's quite fast to do this. You can even do like that in some parts to do more, less. You can even remove it with the finger if you want less. So just put random rust here and there and put more emphasis on the crevices, on the where you have rivet. Normally next to at the base of the rivet you will have some accumulation of rust. If you have cracks, also will the rust will accumulate. Okay. That is a little too much. Like that is good. I will wait at this device. Then I want to do a wash. So I will leave it there next to me and I will wait to do an Igox Airshade wash later. So now we have here this small nobbler. Here I want to use Igox Airshade to do a wash on the red and on the metallics. This is a nobbler I painted in the previous live. Okay, I have not done. The only thing I have done is I applied the metallics on the sword he's having, on this type of saber. And now what I'm doing is I'm applying. I will make it look dirtier, applying Igox Airshade on top. Okay. I don't expect the weapon of the nobbler to look clean and bright, especially if it's a pirate nobbler. And we are going to wait his rise before doing the further step. Just checking if I want to put Igox Airshade in other places, like for example here on this bandage. Okay. I think like that is enough. Let's wait at this device as well. You can see that this is why I do several projects in parallel. Now we can paint these spirits boss. Just not here that this running well. It seems that I'm here. It looks like it's coming out nicely, the life. Okay. Now let's go back to this. So to paint the spirit horse, I'm using mainly Celestial Grey and white. So I have applied Nihilate Oxide, and then I highlight with a combination of Celestial Grey and white. Okay, I'll put a little bit more of Celestial Grey on my palette. Some. I'm going to do it to split both. It's going to be I hope to be that we have a night of finishing miniatures. At least is what I'm aiming for. Just mixing some water to make it a little bit more fluid. Preparing the colors. And we are ready to start. So on the spirit host, I will start from the top, going down. Normally I do by sections. So first I do with Celeste Gray. Another bit green. Yes, I like the Celeste Gray. Celeste Gray. I think it's a very way to give this desaturated. It's quite a desaturated color, but I think it combines quite nicely with the Nihilite oxide. And then the white will give this bright highlight that will make the need to do pop up a little bit more. Thanks a lot, Thomas, for your support. It's really appreciated. I'm very happy. Thank you very much. So, and please, if you have any question, anything that you would like me to cover, don't hesitate. I do this to try to help people. So if you have any question, anything that you would like me to do, leave it in the chat and I will help you. But thanks a lot for your support. It's really, I appreciate it really a lot. I'm doing here. I'm highlighting first with Celeste Gray. I'm really surprised with these Chinese brushes. They were very cheap and they are doing the job quite nicely. Sometimes I have to still go to my expensive natural bristles brush, the Newton and Wilson one, my favorite one. But to be fair, when you want to do brush paint job and you don't want to treat, you're not treating your brushes or you don't nicely, so it's they do the job that they are supposed to do. So quite happy with that. And in this way, if I can do more work with these brushes, means that I also increase the duration of my wood brushes because I will need to use them less. This is the main purpose, right? To really use the correct brush each time. This is what I'm trying to improve. To make the end to yeah, to use the good brush just for the details and use these cheap brushes for the main work. This is so thinking to buy another lot once this one is not good anymore. I'm glad that you like see how I'm painting. The good thing to paint live is that for me, I think the good what I like is if you do mistakes or something that you cannot sometimes you don't show in the tutorials. If you do mistakes or if there is you're experimenting, so normally on live you can see how I do, right? This is also another thing why I like to do live. But sometimes I share things that normally you cut out on the tutorials. Although in my tutorials, if I do a mistake, I try to share how to clean up the mistake, right? Because I think one of the important things is to show that all the painters, I think, are making mistakes from time to time. So it's also interesting to see how to, when you mess up, how to correct the mistake. Hi, SX. Good evening. So I hope Thomas and Essex, you're having a great weekend. So, let's see. We can paint together a little bit tonight, right? The intention is to be here 1 or 1.5, maybe 2 hours, depending how tired I'm feeling later on. My intention is to finalize some miniatures, right? So I try to finalize the Spirit Horse. The Spirit Horse can take more time than what you think, because I like to make the highlights sharp, but at the same time I'm playing with the paint quite thin, because you want the transitions to be smooth as well, right? So yesterday I finalized the unit of Cape Wraith. I make some pictures. I hope to put them in the channel soon. And yeah, I put the tutorial in case someone is interested to see how I did the Cape Wraith. Yeah, I'm doing well. Today was my birthday. So we went for a lunch to a restaurant. It was quite good. It's one of my favorite dishes that I understand that is not for everybody because I eat what they call here American, but it's in reality it's a stick tartare that is raw grinded meat. So I really like it. We have a good time, like a good time. Although the weather is, yeah, it's my birthday today. So with the celebration at midday, my mother also is here from Spain. So yeah, it was a good time. Nice restaurant. Yeah, thanks a lot. Thank you very much. So it's nice always to do the birthday in family. And yeah, now I have some time. My wife was not feeling very well tonight. She's having a cold, so I take advantage to paint a little bit, and then time to go to bed. So it's very relaxing always to have some painting before going to bed. So I am understanding that you're living quite close to each other in the chat. As you can see, when you start adding the white on these things, I think they pop up much more. And this is what it brings these miniatures to life. And you start adding the white highlights. You don't want to put the white everywhere. Just where you think it's adding something on the most exposed parts. But I think it's what I like is at least I like it a lot. So I think it's what is making the miniature to pop up at the end. You know, right. Other two. I also have the feeling this is the music that YouTube gives give for free. And I think that I have the feeling that they also improve this type of music. And it's nice to have some background music when you're painting. Well, also, most of the time when I'm painting, I also have other channels as a background. So the next one. I think these are the oldest miniatures in the Nighthound, if I'm not wrong. These are the X-Rays. I don't know if they're from the same year. Because all the other Nighthounds are from Age of Sigmar, if I'm not wrong. And again, we do the same technique on this other speed host. We apply first the Celestial Way. Some more seems to be here. Keep highlighting. Go. If in this month of April, I also can do a good advancement on the painting of the Stormcast Eternals. And once I finish, because I also have the Banshee, the Storm Banshee here. Okay, once I have done this lady, I will also change. So I like to have two projects, right? No, technically I have three going on, because I am also painting the Warband from Warhammer Underworlds. Ideally, you want to have only, I like to have two maximum. But yeah, I wanted to paint as well the Warband from the. So But once I'm done with this undead people, I will try to go back to only 2 projects going on. Those. Some other underground blaster. Some fresh paint. Let me just check one thing. Okay. Let's start with the what? The other thing I discovered is sometimes you can use some cyber mini if it's not dry. On my palette. Cyber grid is not exactly the same as the Nickelite outside, but what is more harsh, you can use it. We'll put some ladder on the palette. So for example here, so that was way by mistake, but it should not. I'm getting a little bit of very light green. And no cloud blasting green. And you can make it quite similar. So here in Brussels, now we we start playing a little bit more regularly Warhammer Underworlds, and one of the players that plays Warhammer Underworlds also would like to play some Age of Sigmar. I'm fully into that, so maybe soon I will be able to bring some Age of Sigmar content games back to the channel. I've played a lot of Age of Sigmar in first edition and second edition. I did even some battle reports when the points from the workshop were still not done, and we were using some. I even went to a tournament where you were using some alternative scoring systems. So I'm looking forward to start playing again Age of Sigmar. I don't know, it seems that we are going to have squads in 40k. Are they going to be back, or they will just release a couple of miniatures? But at the beginning I thought that was an April Fool's type of joke. But they have put more information about that, if I'm not wrong. Okay, so if that is the case, I'm really curious to see what they will launch for squads. Because in the past they used to be similar to the fantasy game, right? They were heavy armored guys. Seems like there must be people. I hope the sign is coming nicely. As you can see, it's a little bit of working with white and celestial gray and keep highlighting these things. In a way that it looks more scary. white. I normally use Games Workshop paints. In the past, I used a little bit of Vallejo model color. I still have some model color for some colors, but this medium so far is painted with Games Workshop paints. It's the one I use the most. I already changed for white and black. The another brand that is cheaper. They do very affordable deals. Okay. I have to say my favorite paint, the ones I'm more used to use, are the Citadel paints. The ones from Games Workshop. I'm gonna go with the liquid and make more mistakes. See? This pile is done and I'm only missing the one on the other side. We'll go for a coffee. Just give me a minute. Getting tired. Just one moment, sorry. So here I am with a new coffee. I hope. More better. So yeah, coming back to the paints, I'm using mainly Games Workshop. I use some Scale 75 paints some from time to time, and I use for some I test a paint called Miniature Paint. In these ones for some colors, they can be good or they can be bad. So it's a little bit random. The metallic, the silver, is very good, very similar to the old Midville silver. I like it a lot. It's a very light silver. I use a scale 75 for some skin colors, but I will say, for example, this method is paint 100% with Games Workshop paints. Okay, so I use a lot of Games Workshop paints. I know that they are a little bit more expensive, but the point is I'm used to the colors they have. I'm used to combine them. I have my color scheme, a lot of my color schemes based on the paints. So I guess this is why I keep using them. I thought to change more and more to model color, but to be fair, I'm still happy with how the Games Workshop paints are working for me. So I have not seen strong reason to move away from Games Workshop paints. Although they can be quite expensive, the Games Workshop paints. I'm not spending that much on paints. I think using a wet palette also helps you to extend the life of the paints. If you can keep your paint, the paint on the wet palette fresh for longer. Why this thing? I want to use green. So it's called so good. I will look for that then. So it's called Rotten White from Army Painter. Army Painter, I have not used it then. So I should look a little bit into Army Painter. Let me check if the shop where I buy my stuff. So I'm buying basically almost everything online. Maybe just where I meet to play Warhammer Underworlds, it's a bar. It's like a type of a pub. that it's a gaming app, right? So the people there meet to play board games, and we meet sometimes Wednesdays or Thursday to paint some Warhammer on their walls. But they are not selling. They were selling paints from Games Workshop, but today they are not selling any paint. And as I'm meeting there to play, so, and there is not a good local shop, or at least I'm not familiar with any good local shop. I buy most of my stuff in internet. I should look for a shop, physical shop, where I can also meet people. I we used to go to the Games Workshop store in the downtown Brussels, but it's a very small shop as well. And of course, on a Games Workshop store, you only find Games Workshop paints. This is why I'm end up using only Games Workshop paints. But yeah, I need to look online to see if I can find something different. Pegar, bajar. Separation of fingers. I feel like I did not expect it. And now we do the highlights. These guys always took me more time than what I expect normally. You can see the process all the time the same, right? We apply the Celeste gray, and then we do a second highlight with white. Okay, so it's from Vallejo, the rotting white. I will look for that, because I'm pretty sure where I'm buying this, they have Vallejo. I'm almost 90% sure of that. But I will look for that. Because I'm starting. I used more Vallejo in the past. But I think it's a moment to look again on. Scale 75, I use them, but I'm not that convinced on the pens. They have a texture that I'm not, that are not in. I don't know. They don't perform well with my style of painting. And they are not bad paint. The Vallejo one. Then I'm looking forward to make a video. I want to write the background of my army of all my armies. I think I should start investing some time. I like to create background for my armies. I have for some of them, but I would like to start creating more background content, invented background content, especially for my armies and units. I like to do this background histories. Yeah. You can see always about adding suggested way and what do you think it's adding value is helping to create this aesthetic look. Okay. Cost. Let's see if we know I use it right now. The other one I will give me. This is why I like to do different methods because yeah, this sometimes you don't feel the mood to paint something. If you are tired and you want to do something easier. I don't know. There are multiple cases that you would like to choose a different method to paint. So when you're doing more than one project, this presentation need is changing. So let's see. I think I was very optimistic at the beginning, thinking that I will be able to speed pause. Even though one, I will be happy another than tomorrow. Okay. That doesn't make any sense. It's not a good movie to different dish. Additional side dish. Thing part. Yeah. Painting all the highlights. Boring if we don't have extra features. Extra painting, the things. Sorry. The wing I'm using to do the corrections here is mainly Savory Green that we can highlight with the Thursday gray and white. I think now we have quite a nice speed cross. Just going to the second one to let the first one to let a little bit white to the rest. Okay. Something like that will make sense. Now we are going to finalize the base. So I like to put these red roses or red flowers on the red bases. Thanks a lot, Thomas. Thanks a lot. So we're going to add these things. And the best way to manipulate this is with these things, okay? Take this out. They break quite easily, so you have to be careful with these flowers. Here, one to put this in two. You can see I make a mistake there. It's not breaking. If that happens, there is a solution as well. Okay. So I'm going to take some glue. Hi, Neil. Those. Yeah, I'm still here doing my painting, doing my live show every Saturday. And you're more than welcome if you want to join here on the live. in. Okay. Now I'm taking this one with a lot of red flowers. Put some blue. And we'll put them next to the tombstone. Okay. And now with this part that have fall down, a little bit of PVI, and you put them like if they are flowers that have dropped. So you can even put them back to the top of the but it's better to put them as they had fallen. Don't worry if you put a little bit too much glue, it will dry, and later on you can put some here. I have to clean up my paper. Thanks a lot, Neil. Yeah, I like to put, the reason to put these flowers as well is also a way to add some color, because these ghosts are very neutral in color, right? So the way to add some additional color and to make them look a little bit more interesting is adding these flowers. So this is how they look like now. So we have these red flowers. Okay, this is the second speed host. Okay. And the last thing you have to do is to paint the rim of the thanks, Neil. Is to paint the rim of the lips. Okay. Don't forget the rim of the base. I like to paint them in dark brown. Some people prefer black. I don't know. I like a lot dark brown. I think it's better dark color than a light color for that. But this is also a personal taste. Yeah, these minutes I suffer to assemble them. And I'm not sure I have assembled them 100% correctly. Here I have some more red flowers I found. I just put some PVA here on the board that I have. No, I did a stupid thing and I touched the rim of the base. Okay, this is good enough. Okay, I will touch the rim again. Correct. Okay, so We have another one done, and we can go back to this little guy. So to do something different and to, yeah. I do this to change completely because it's a way for me also when you get tired of painting something to do something really to go for a different painting. So I'm going to take Tusgor full. We're going to do the tongue. I'm going to do first the face of this guy. You use the steel legend. Yeah, okay, I use. Yeah, it depends. I can use Rhinos hide, or I use sometimes. And in this ones, I'm using the Dryad bark. The tongue of this little guy. On my Dominion box, I painted just one unit. I think we all, but for example, I still have to paint. I did not paint any middle from the Curse City box. These are quite small. Guys, I will take just to show you. I'm going to use now this paint. This miniature, this you asking for this Nobler? This from the Black Powder Warband of Warhammer Underworlds. So this is a Nobler pirate, and it's coming together. Let me show you the rest of the Warband. This guy is coming together with this parrot. Another Nobler, that is the one with the hook that I just, okay. And the rope, very tiny guys. The monkey. And then you have the guy that I want to do a tutorial on, that is the ogre, the pirate ogre. Okay, and I love this miniature. I think it's an awesome miniature. But I want to keep this for a tutorial, channel tutorial. Yeah, I'm painting too much. I paint almost every night. To be fair, I've been 2 nights without painting this week because one night I went to play some Warhammer Underworld and I arrived late, and yeah, I went directly to bed because the day after I had to go. I had to work, and the other one was the day that my mother arrived from Spain. But yeah, I had to pick up her at the airport, and we arrived. He arrived in the last flight, quite late. So we arrived at home around 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock. And after, yeah, talking and chatting a little bit, yeah, it was too late and I went to bed. But I try to paint a little bit every day, at least. It's like therapy for me, painting. It's my way to relax, to, yeah, it's like my Zen moment, right? Where I can enjoy what I'm doing and just, yeah, yeah, on the Warhammer Underworlds, I guess you're asking if I won. Um, I draw, I won, and I lost. So yeah, this is the good thing of Warhammer Underworlds. You can play in one evening easily 2 games, sometimes three, depending how fast you play. And yeah, normally, yeah, they were 2 games very tight. So I don't know how familiar you are with Warhammer Underworlds, but the first game was we played Rivals. Rivals, I like a lot the format of Rivals because you just take the deck as it comes from Games Workshop. There is no deck building. You use the Warband as it comes from Games Workshop. You don't add any additional card, and you play with this, right? And I play with the Nurgle Warband. And with the Nurgle Warband, I play against the Helldraka, this the Bone Reapers, Orcs, and we go 5-5. So we score very little because normally I score around 10 points. So this one I score really very low. And my opponent also scored very low. I think the cards did not come in the right, were not timed with us, and was quite a nice game. And I think the result was very fair. So I think was 5-5 was quite a good result. Then I played with my Crimson course in Champions format the next games. So I played first against a rival deck of the Sylvaneth elves, and this game I pull advantage very fast in the game. In the second round, I score a lot, getting a lot of advantage, and I kill 3 of my opponent guys. So I really pull advantage very easily, and at the beginning of the third round, I won the game very quite straightforward because I killed the last guy from the Sylvaneth Warband. And the last game was again with I play again my Crimson course against Idoneth, both with with not rival, sorry, with a champions deck, and we finalized 11-13 against the Idoneth. I was having advantage in the game, but in the last round, everything was decided to who was winning the initiative for the third round. He won the initiative. He killed one of my guys, and this was enough to really make me impossible to win the game. But it was a very nice night, a very good atmosphere, very French, very friendship, friendly. I have to say, very friendly games. It's a nice. And I'm happy because yeah, it took me was not easy to find players, and now at least I managed to be four players in one night. What makes it very interesting because then you play each game against a different player, and all of them were very kind people. So I'm looking forward to keep building this community. Kill Team, I played just one game of the current edition, and I really enjoy it a lot. So maybe for some days that I don't play any 40,000 game, but I should play some. So this is Nobler, sorry. I don't think it's worth it to do the eyes. Are so small and so deep hidden that yeah, I'm still hesitating what to do if I put a dot of red or not. I think I will try a lot of red, and then for this for to make the eyes, then is when I took my wood brush. Okay, I took my Winsor and Newton's Series 7. I will put some red on my palette. We also need the red to highlight this jacket. This Wilson and Newton is also very used. It's quite damaged as well. This is why it's thinner than what it should be. Yeah, that's perfect. Good. Yeah. So the good brush, you still have more control, I think, with the Winston and Newton, right? But the other brushes are not bad. For example, now I'm using the one so you can see the difference. Yeah, the dip is better. I have a feeling you have more control. I need to put some tone red as well, and then the transition will be too stark on the big areas. So we use tone red. Now I'm going to put a bit of here on this broken piece. I will put a little bit of piston red to make it more visible. And if you keep your palette well moistured, I need to put some water again on the palette. If you keep the sponge well moistured, these paints can be used the day after. Okay, they don't dry that, that easily. Don't forget to cover the wet palette during the night when you're not using it. When you finish painting, be sure that you put the cover on or the lid on. I think these red glass wet palettes are quite good. There we go. Edge of the jacket. One thing I like a lot from Warhammer Underworlds is that it opens the opportunity to paint a little bit of each faction, right? Give a lot of variety to your paint, to your painting, and to your collection. And this for me is great. So, so don't use the good brushes for washes, even for contrast paint. I wouldn't recommend to use this brush. I would recommend to use normally a cheaper brush, unless it's a very small area where you want to put this contrast paint for this wash. But normally, washes can damage your brushes, so it's better to use a cheaper brush when you want to do washes. And you can see now the red. I think it's looking quite nice. Yeah, I used to use a Tupperware in the past for my wet palette, but at the end I'm very happy with this one. This paint is a little bit too dry. And normally I always have two pots with paint with me. I have one with paint with water. I have one with clean water that I use to moisture and to add water to the wet palette and so all these type of things. Then I have another one with the dirt water where I rinse the brush each time. Just moistening this paint a little bit. I have not used this paint for, this way is quite dry. I have not used them for 4 or 5 days. So it's normally, but I need very little, so this is why I'm trying to avoid to put more. I need just a little bit to highlight the black trousers. And now we're going to use a light brown to highlight the brown. You can even use, I will use, yeah, that ochre is a good one. So here what you want to do is to add some highlights to this type of leather bandages. You can also use dry brushing if you want. Texture, just to make them pop up a little bit more. Okay, thanks a lot for joining, Thomas. If you have to go, yeah, don't worry. I'm glad that you have passed by and you were chatting a little bit here. Have a great Sunday tomorrow. Wood here. That is enough. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use again air shade and shade the bandages. This will also help to correct if you have done any small mistake. It will again increase the shade where they have to go. And will also smooth the transitions. going to highlight a little bit more the screen. And I think this novel is coming up very nicely. And we will be able to leave it ready for battle tonight. And I'm looking forward to use them soon. So I would like to use them in my games. And so with this Chinese rice, I just change it back to Chinese rice, and you can do quite a good job also, right? Not bad. And we have the normal ready for battle. The only thing I will do, because I have some brights and some, I will matte. I will make the surface of the base looking more matte than what it's looking now. So I'm going to take Lamia medium. Now I just need to find my Lamia medium somewhere on my table. Get this. And with Lamia medium, we are going to apply this on the base. And this will make the base will matte any brights that we have on the base. Okay. And apply it on the whole base. Because the contrast paint sometimes are leaving some bright satin finishing, and I want to eliminate that. Okay. Now we wait that this dries, and we leave the base ready, free for the banshee. I will check the other bases if there is some. We want to match all these bases as well. Okay. And I think with that we have done 2 minutes in one night. That is quite good. This once I do the rim with Rhino's Hide. So I will get some Rhino's Hide under the rim of the Goblin. Goblin, sorry, Nobler. We have finished this little boy. Ready. Ready to point the enemies. Tell the big companion where are the opponents. And now I'm going to go back to this, and here I want to apply a wash of Aglax Airshade. And to do that, let's go for a bigger brush. This one is a big enough. I'm going to use a number 7. Also, I bought it in the Chinese retailer. Trying to rescue this thing. Okay, now I put on the ground. We are going to take Aglax Airshade. I will need to clean up a little bit here. And I'm cleaning up directly with brown. Now we take Aglax Airshade. We start applying it. Okay. We start from top to bottom, and I will stop at the base, and I will do the base on the second round. Okay, we can do the same there. So try to avoid it is falling again. And as I said at the beginning, I'm just looking on this piece of terrain for a fast job that looks good on the table, right? And then looking for a highly detailed paint job. I'm just looking for something that is better. It is good, it's looking good. So, but I don't want to spend lots of time. And I prefer to have something painted that is not to the highest standard, but painted than playing with gray plastic, as I said at the beginning of the video of the live today, when I was doing the weathering. Okay. I think it's important as well to balance how much time you want to dedicate to each of your miniatures and pieces of terrain. Because normally we buy a lot of things, and if you count the time that you need for all of them, you will never have time to paint them all. So you have to find a ways to go faster sometimes. No, I can't do that. Let's do the door. mean, when I'm doing this, I'm adding a little bit of dryad bark. It works very nicely on dryad, so it's not going to be a problem. You can see give this type of weathering as well. We'll change to the other side. And as I said, I will do the base of this later on. And we will have another thing finished. And I'm just going, the only thing that I was thinking to do and I was not able to do is, I was thinking to finish the other spirit host, and I don't think I will be able to do it tonight, because I think once I will stop here once I finish this watch. Okay. Half. The top is dry, so what we can do now is fold it like that, and do the base, and I leave the miniature done. Okay. And with that, I have all the gates of Warcry Catacombs painted. And I think I will finalize here for tonight. So it's here 1:30 in the night. I think I've been painting for 1 hour and a half, something like that. For me, it's quite late. I want to go to bed. I'm quite tired. And as I keep my Winsor and Newton safe. And I don't forget to put the cover on the, just let me check, maybe some additional water. Have enough water. So that's all for tonight. So let me just say goodbye. So I hope you have enjoyed tonight as well. I hope you had a good show tonight. Please let me know what do you think. And I forgot to cover. I will do it. So thanks a lot for joining. I hope you have enjoyed the live show tonight again and you had a good time. Thanks Neil, Thomas, Essex for passing by, talking here in the chat. I really appreciate it. And a special thanks to Thomas and Derek. Derek, I think I miss you, or maybe you didn't talk. Okay. So thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for joining, all of you, being here. And even if you have not commented, thank you very much for being here and following up, painting up with me. So have a great end of the weekend and a good start of the next week. And I hope to see you again later next week. Thanks a lot. See you again later. Bye.